All right, so today we're going deep on Healthtech BR, a Brazilian startup that's really shaking up the medical world. They're going all in on using tech to transform medical training. Like they're talking mixed reality, artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it's next level stuff. They're creating these incredibly advanced clinical simulations.
Yeah,
But, and this is key, they're designed to be accessible anywhere.
that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And this Web3 mentorship program they've got going, that's where things get even more fascinating. You've got Web3 mentorship and medical training all rolled into one. So how does it all fit together? That's what we're going to try to figure out.
Well, first off, Web3. It's basically like the next generation of the internet, built on things like, blockchain. And those key principles of decentralization and user control over data. That's what makes it so powerful. And Healthtech BR, they're trying to figure out how to harness all that for medical training.
Makes sense. And they've got this mentorship program set up with 3 tiers: metaverse enthusiast, metaverse habitant, and then, for the really serious folks, metaverse VIP. Each one kind of takes you deeper into the world of Web3.
Yeah, so like the enthusiast tier, that's really for people just getting started, kind of dipping their toes in. They give you a solid foundation in the core concepts of Web3 and the tools you need to work with it.
You get individual instruction, a whole ebook to dig into, and then you get one of those tokenized certificates, which is kind of cool.
Definitely cool. And it's more than just cool, because it's verified on a blockchain, right? It can't be faked. Anyone can check it instantly. No more digging through paper files.
No more wondering if that certificate is legit or not. Especially in healthcare, that kind of credibility is huge. Now, another thing that really caught my eye in their presentation, they keep talking about these no-code tools, which means anyone, even if they don't know how to code, can build software.
Yeah, think about the possibilities. Like, you've got a nurse who sees a way to improve their workflow. They can actually create an app or a program to do it without having to learn complex coding languages.
Could be revolutionary. And one tool they specifically mention is ChatGPT, which, it's this AI tool for creating chatbots and virtual assistants.
And you can do it without needing any hardcore programming skills. That's the beauty of it.
Imagine medical students using that to practice difficult conversations. Like, they could talk to an AI patient before ever interacting with a real person, get feedback, learn how to handle those tough situations.
It's almost like a flight simulator, but for the human side of medicine. Students could learn to deliver bad news, deal with difficult patients, all in a safe, controlled environment.
Now, obviously, any new tech comes with its challenges, but it seems like Healthtech BR is already thinking ahead, especially after they took part in Meta's Communities Challenge back in 23.
That was a big deal for them. They got direct training from Meta on all the latest Web3 stuff. It really positioned them as pioneers in this whole space.
And on top of all that, they've built this incredible online community. Doctors, nurses, students, techies, anyone who's interested in healthcare and Web3 can connect there.
It's like this thriving hub of collaboration and knowledge sharing. And that's what Web3 is all about, right? Breaking down those silos.
So you've got this company that's embracing Web3. They're trying to completely change the way we think about medical training. And honestly, it's pretty inspiring.
I'm excited to see where they take it. I really think this could be a game changer for healthcare.
Yeah, it feels like we're watching a paradigm shift happen right in front of us, but buckle up because we've only just scratched the surface here.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more to uncover. In the next part, we're going to dive deeper into how they're using these Web3 tools to create those immersive learning experiences we were talking about. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
Can't wait to get into it. So stick around. Okay, so we were talking about Healthtech BR's mentorship program and how it's designed for all levels of Web3 experience.
Right, whether you're just kind of curious about Web3 or you're ready to, jump in head first.
Exactly. So they've got it broken down into those 3 tiers. You've got metaverse enthusiast, which is like your entry point.
You got your Web3 101. You get a good overview of the main ideas, learn about the key tools, that kind of thing.
You get some individual instruction, a whole ebook, and then you get that tokenized certificate so you can prove you learned something.
Which is a nice touch.
And then you've got the next level, metaverse habitant.
That's where you start to get your hands dirty. It's less about theory and more about actually using the tools.
So you're actually building stuff.
Exactly. Like you might build a basic healthcare app or get some experience working with blockchain technology.
Learn by doing, right?
Exactly. And of course, you get another tokenized certificate to show off your skills.
Nice. And then, for the real Web3 diehards, there's the Metaverse VIP tier.
Now, that's where things get serious.
This is for, companies, right?
Yeah, it's more focused on tackling real-world problems and developing custom solutions that can be implemented, at scale.
So it's like having your own team of Web3 experts.
Exactly.
It's clear that Healthtech BR is serious about training the next generation of Web3 leaders in healthcare.
Yeah.
And I think their participation in Meta's Communities Challenge really shows that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That program gave them so much insight into the cutting edge of Web3. And they're taking all that knowledge and sharing it through this mentorship program.
It's like they're paying it forward. And then, there's that online community they've got going too.
Oh, yeah, that's a great resource.
Anyone who's interested in, the intersection of healthcare and Web3, they can connect there, share ideas, ask questions.
It's a really vibrant community.
So we've talked about their vision, the way the program is structured, and the community they've built around it. But now let's get into the nitty-gritty. How is Healthtech BR actually using these Web3 technologies to change the way medical training is done?
Well, one of the big things is their use of mixed reality, which is basically a combination of virtual reality and augmented reality.
And that creates this super immersive training experience.
Exactly. Imagine a student being able to step into a virtual operating room. They can practice complex procedures, make mistakes, and learn from them, all without any real-world consequences.
Kind of like a flight simulator, but for surgeons.
Exactly.
And then with augmented reality, they can overlay digital information onto the real world.
Right. So imagine a student examining a patient, and they can see the patient's vital signs projected right onto their body.
That's wild.
It's amazing how they're blending the digital and physical worlds to create this totally new way of learning.
And they're not stopping there. They're also bringing AI into the mix.
Oh, yeah, that's where things get really interesting.
Because it's not just about practicing technical skills in a virtual environment. It's about developing critical thinking skills, learning how to adapt to unexpected situations, all those soft skills that are so important in healthcare.
Right, and they're doing that by using AI to create these intelligent virtual patients.
So these virtual patients can actually respond to what the student does.
Exactly, they can react to the student's actions and decisions in a really realistic way.
It's like having a personal tutor who can challenge you and give you feedback.
And as AI technology gets better and better, these simulations are just going to become even more sophisticated and lifelike.
It's kind of blurring the lines between the virtual and the real.
Definitely.
And speaking of AI, we talked about ChatGPT before, but it's worth digging into that a little bit more.
Yeah, because it has huge potential in medical training.
It's not just about making chatbots for fun, right?
Right. You can use it to create these virtual patients who can have complex conversations with students.
So students can practice, how to deliver bad news.
Exactly. Or how to handle a difficult ethical dilemma. Those are things that are really hard to teach and practice in traditional settings.
But with these AI-powered simulations, students can get experience in a safe environment.
And it goes beyond just virtual patients. You can also use ChatGPT to create interactive learning modules, personalized study guides, even virtual assistants.
It's like having a 247 medical library and study buddy all in one.
Exactly.
So Healthtech BR is really pushing the boundaries here.
They're combining the power of Web3, mixed reality, and AI to create a truly immersive and effective learning experience.
And I think they're setting the stage for a future where medical professionals are not only highly skilled, but also adaptable and innovative.
Yeah, they're ready to face whatever challenges come their way.
It's really exciting to see this kind of transformation happening.
Healthtech BR is definitely leading the charge.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still more to explore. In the final part of this deep dive, we're going to step back and look at the bigger picture. What does all this mean for the future of healthcare as a whole? So make sure you stick around. All right, so we've talked a lot about Healthtech BR, all the cool stuff they're doing, but I guess the big question is, what does it all actually mean? What's the real impact going to be?
Well, it's not just about, shiny new tech. They're tackling a really fundamental problem in healthcare, which is access to quality training.
Right, because not everyone can just pick up and move to a big city to go to med school or afford to pay those crazy tuition fees.
Exactly. So Healthtech BR, they're trying to make medical education more accessible, more affordable, and available to anyone, anywhere.
So it's not just about training more doctors and nurses, it's about training them better.
Right. And that ultimately leads to better patient care. Think about it. A surgeon who's practiced a procedure hundreds of times in VR before they ever even touch a real patient, or a nurse who's practiced having those tough conversations with an AI, they're going to be more confident, more prepared.
And that means safer, better outcomes for patients.
Exactly. And I think it goes beyond just individual skills, too. When you have more healthcare professionals who are comfortable with these technologies, it can create this culture of innovation.
Yeah, like doctors and nurses using those no-code tools to build their own solutions.
Exactly. They're not just delivering care anymore. They're actively shaping the future of healthcare.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, technology is just a tool, right?
That's true.
It's the people behind it that really make the difference. And health tech BR, they're proving that.
Yeah, they're showing that when you combine cutting-edge tech with a real focus on people, you can create something truly special.
This whole deep dive has been pretty mind-blowing. It feels like we're getting a glimpse into the future of healthcare, and it's a future where technology is playing a huge role.
Absolutely.
But the question now is, what's next? What other problems can we solve with this kind of thinking?
I don't know, but I'm excited to find out.
Me too. I think Health Tech BR is a great example of what's possible. They're not afraid to push boundaries, to challenge the status quo.
And that's what we need more of in healthcare.
So let's all take inspiration from them, keep asking those tough questions, and keep pushing for a better future of healthcare. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.